The Real Gem, a short story. In a quiet town where tradition often overshadowed dreams, Molina and Smith eagerly awaited the birth of their first child. One afternoon, while resting under the amber light of their porch, Molina softly asked, "Do you want a boy or a girl?" Without hesitation, Smith replied, "Obviously a boy. Boys are strong. Girls are weak, they never achieve much." Molina's smile faded. She looked down, disappointment washing over her heart, but she said nothing. She carried his words like a quiet ache. At the hospital, the moment arrived a tiny, beautiful baby girl was born. Her cries were strong and vibrant, but Smith, instead of joy, erupted in frustration. He shouted in the delivery room, cursing fate, unable to hide his resentment. Molina held her daughter close, shielding her from the world's cold welcome. 2 years later, Molina gave birth again, this time to a boy. Smith beamed with pride. He celebrated, called friends, and passed cigars. From that day forward, his world revolved around his son. He showered him with toys, praise, and attention. The girl, curious and bright, often stood in the background, watching silently. One day, the little girl ran up to her father with sparkling eyes and said, "Dad, I want to be a pilot when I grow up." Smith scowled. "Stop dreaming," he snapped. "Girls can't be pilots." His words crushed her spirit, but not her dream. Molina, standing quietly in the kitchen doorway, had heard everything. That night, she sat with her daughter under the stars, held her hand and whispered, "You can be anything you want to be." Over the years, Smith's son, pampered and unchallenged, became entitled, lazy, and eventually unemployed. Alcohol dulled his days. Meanwhile, the daughter, with her mother's silent support, studied in secret. Molina would wake early to print flight manuals, help her memorize aviation terms, and later take her to nearby towns for flight lessons. It wasn't easy, but love has a way of lifting wings. At 19, the girl earned a full scholarship to a prestigious aviation school. The skies that once seemed distant and unreachable were now within her grasp. One evening, years later, she returned home wearing a crisp uniform and a wide smile. Her eyes glowed with joy and pride. "Dad," she said, "I got the job. I'm a pilot now. I start next month." Smith stood frozen. The words struck him like a thunderclap. His mind raced through years of misguided beliefs, harsh words, and missed moments. He looked at his daughter, confident, accomplished, radiant. Tears welled in his eyes. For the first time in years, he felt something true stir in his chest. He choked. "I invested my love in the wrong place. You are the real gem." His voice cracked, but she smiled, not out of revenge, but with the gentle forgiveness of someone who had risen above it all.